Okay, so I went through uh, the syllabus that was given to us, and I have written all of this down over here. Like one, two, three. There were, I think, 10 topics in total. 11th was the list written over there. It was this thing, which sir said that it's not coming, so we're not gonna deal with that. Otherwise, we're gonna do all the rest of the 10. So yeah. So the first thing was data types. I think you know from the last class, it's basics that a character is CHR in Python, like the short for it is CHR, and it's just a singular letter. String is str, integers int, float, real, all that. I hope you know that. If you don't know, just say and I'll go through it again if you want me to. But I'll just do this thing where it's about how to print the data type of a variable. Okay, so let's say, for example, we have a equals to 78, and I write print type a. So yeah, the function that we are using here is type, and then the name of the variable. That's the function. But to print it out, so you can see the output yourself is the reason why you're writing print over there as well. So yeah, so I run that, and that gives me a class int. That means it's an integer. Okay, so I'll move past this. Let's move on to part two, data type conversion. All right, this is basically converting one data type into another. So let's say, for example, I'll just copy this. Here we have this. Let me just a equals to 48 and b equals to 72. Yeah. So if these are when I'm writing them like this as like letters as numbers, you're gonna have an integer data type. So yeah, if I put this over here, the double colon, um, now they are a string. So this, when you're writing int and the name of the variable, int name of the variable, what that does is that it changes this thing, a string, into an integer value. You can do that because normally if you look at this, normally if I would normally if I were to do this, that a plus b 48 plus 72 it and run that that would give me a 4872 like right next to each other because this is addition of a string. So yeah, now to convert it I would write int and int here as well, so that we know that I am um, doing a sum of integer values. Okay, and that gives me a 120, and that is the right answer. All right, that is conversion. You can do that with not just int. You have float. Do a
Junaid,
float.
sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you, but if I listen to this whole video, I won't need to look at sir's slides, na?
Um, even I haven't gone through search slides. What I have done is I asked Isha for the slides of their teacher. I think she's in Coding 3. So their teacher uploaded slides which were helpful
Sorry.
to me. So I just, I went through them. I can send those to you if you want me to. लेकिन काफी सारी हैं.
I'll send them after.
I'm basically covering all of it over here. So you don't
Chalo,
need to.
chalo, fit hai.
Okay.
Okay.
हाँ, सही. So yeah, when I'm doing this, when I make both of them a float and run it, it's gonna give me answer in float 120.0. Sahi. You can do that with Boolean. Uh, Boolean as well. Boolean would be. I don't think you can add Boolean. So let's just see if I do. C equals to C equals to bool, right, B, right? So when I'm printing just C, it's just gonna print out true. Okay, that's just how it functions. You don't need to know why, how. That's just how it is. It is what it is. All right. Just give me a second. Let me disable the waiting room because I keep getting notifications. Okay, done. Moving on. All right. Any questions? Do ask. But this is just basic, simple stuff. Okay, real thing. Okay. Then there's escape sequences. These are basically there's three of them. I think there's more, but the \n and \t are the only ones that we have done in the last test as well and this test as well. So let's say a equals to cricket ball. All right, I write that. I do print a. That's gonna print it like normally as it is written. However, if I put a backslash n over here, what's that gonna do is send it one line each. So you have cricket and ball separately like that. If I do \t, it's gonna give it a little bit of spacing. Now the third thing, this over here, backslash and the double quotation marks, what that is for, it's basically, for example, you want to print the two quotation marks in your text. So you can't do that because look over here. I put it beach mein, and now it's considering this entire thing as one string and this as another. So to actually pull that off, you do a backslash and put that in. So that's just going to print the backslash, the double quotation marks with the text. So let's see that. There it is. Okay. You can also do that with a single quotation mark. So that's how it is. All right. That's the escape sequences. They possibly, they can give you a poem and then ask you and, indent it. What indent means basically is, how the quick brown fox, I write that. And then the next line, I do a little bit of this, the tab, that's indentation. Thoda aage, thodi spacing ke baad, it starts writing, all right? Jumps over whatever. Yeah. So this space is called indentation. So what they can do is that write down a poem and then ask you to, write a code which would output in this manner. So for that, you can use \n and \t to form it as they are asking you to. Okay. Any questions? Do ask, or I'm going ahead. Okay.
Can you just repeat the last thing you said? Like just the last like two things.
Yeah. Last
Like
thing I said was that question ऐसे आ सकते हैं कि they're gonna write down a poem which would have some spacing in between, some lines like below one another. For that, you use these escape sequences, the \n and \t. So yeah, usually these are the only two that you will be using. Use them to print the output, the poem in that manner only. Okay, that's what I said. All right.
Okay, dog.
String slicing. Now, this is basically that you print specific parts of a string. All right. So this here x is a variable that holds the string. Mil ke bhi hum na mile, tumse na jaane kyun, milo ke hain faasle. All right. This is a lyric. All right. Now I have to, for example, print the 10th character of this text. So I write print x, and then these square brackets come in where I'm saying the 10th one in X, the 10th character in X. I run that and it gives me an age. So I'm thinking that this one, this age right here, is my 10th character of, no, this one is the 10th character of this string. Say it starts
Does it
from
count
0.
the spaces?
Yeah, it does count the spaces
Okay, cool.
because a space separately or any other character, they're all considered characters. So there's another thing that, for example, the question says, okay, print, everything in front of the 10th character. So normally what you would do is you write 10
Oh, wait.
से लेकर,
Guys, it also counts the zero. Like the first one is zero, like
yeah,
M is zero. So just mind that.
yeah. So this is M would be a 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goes on like that. So if I do something like this, 10, and then I put a colon over there, yeah, what that means is that, wait, let me just see what that means. That means that 10 के आगे जो भी हैं values वो डालो. So normally what you would do, you write 10 as your starting value, and then यहाँ पर you write कि कहाँ पर end करना है आपको. So अगर if you write 29, so it'll go on to the 29th character. So that is the length over here. So what happens if you don't write one? So basically what happens is that it goes all the way to the end. To do the opposite, so look, I run this, it'll go all the way to the end to the last word. To do the opposite, if you want, something before 10, so you write the colon first and then do 10. Typically, in a typical situation, what you would have done, like when you're learning Python, you would write 0 to 10. Because you're asking, okay, 0 से लेकर 10 तक हमें print करके दो. So see, it prints from 0 all the way to 10. But if you skip the 0, even that's fine. That wouldn't be an issue, and that would print the same thing. उसके आगे, if you want like 15 तक अगर एक ही word चाहिए, so you can also do that anytime you want to. Okay.
Does
Sumit?
it include the 10th thing, or does it like skip over that?
Okay. In Python, how it works is that when you write the first, you call them parameters, right? This is the first parameter, say the starting one. So it will count the 10th, then it will count the 11th, then the 12th, then the 13th, and then the 14th. It won't go all the way to 14. Okay, so let's just see that. Okay, so if M
It
is the
won't go all
0,
the way till 15.
yeah,
It'll stop at 14.
yeah, did I say it wrong?
Yeah, you said it won't go all the way till 14.
Yeah, my bad. Let's say we do 6 to 8. Yeah, I run that. 6 to 8 would give me a BH. So yeah, let's see. If M is 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your 6 would be your B, 7 would be your H, and 8 would be your I. But it doesn't go to 8, it stops at 7. So yeah, that's how Python key ranges work all the time. It counts, it'll include the first one, and when you're talking about the last one, it'll stop one before that. सही है? Get it?
Okay.
No, let me just close this. Next thing is string function. So this is a long one. So yeah, it says len, count, strip, or strip, else strip, find, and all that. So let us see this in action. So I have two strings over here. So yeah, one is called PVP, the other one is called PMLN. All right. So let's first test out how the len works. Len. Len basically means printing out the length. Yeah. So if I do len PPP, it's going to print out the number of characters that's in PPP. I love all these. It will count the number of letters over here, but it's counting. But to output that, to see it see it on this board, like the output will be here, you print it and then you run it, and there is a mistake. Oh yeah, I have to do that. Okay. And that says 24 characters, total characters in PPP. So yeah. Okay.
starts with
So yeah,
It starts with 0, so it's gonna have like 1 dash.
let me just check how that works. If I do this. Yeah, so when you're counting the number of characters in total, it's not starting with 0. It will just count like a normal human being. Okay.
What about spaces?
Yes, it will count the spaces. So if I do odds and then a space over there and I run it, it's gonna do 4. Sahi hai?
Okay.
Guys, if it's okay. So that's len. Then there is count. Yeah. So count, basically what it does is that it counts the number of occurrences. So yeah, so if I write count, let me fix that. I write pmln, first I write the variable and then I put a full stop there. So these are how most of the functions work. Len works differently, but apart from that, I think most of the other ones work like this. Write the name of the variable. So you put a full stop there, write count, and then you put the brackets on and you write what you want to count. So for this example, I'm going with GO, right? Finding how many GOs are there in this string. Other like in front of that, you can also write down ke kahan se kahan tak. So this 0 to -5 means kahan se kahan tak, and your 2 means the step. Let's just skip this for now. Step is basically by default it's 1. What that means is that it will first check the first one and then go +1, go to the next one, and then +1, check the next one, +1. What 2 does is that it will skip 1 and then go to the second one. So it'll check G and then it'll skip O and then go to the space. So that's how it'll check. That's what the third letter over here means. It's called the step. So yeah. So -5 over here. So confusing, yes, but what that basically means is that you count backwards. So if there's a minus in the range, means you go backwards from here. Now some people ask, hey, when you're going -5, if you have a minus number, do you count the 0 because you're going from the right? Do you count the 0? Answer is no, you don't count the 0 when you're going backwards from the right. Why? Because your 0 is already this. This is your 0, the first digit. You can't have a 0 over here as well. Sahi hai? So this is your first digit from the right would be a -1. So G would be a -2, then -3, -4, -5. So basically what I'm asking is check these for GO. So yeah, so I run that. It says GO occurs 1 time. If I, for example, just write 0, that means from the start, it goes ahead. So yeah, and run that. It says 2 times, which is correct. I have GO twice in this string. Any questions about count? No, then I'll move ahead.
Thanks.
So this stuff, L strip and R strip, I myself not get much of it, but like I don't remember doing it in class, probably wasn't listening, but I looked it up on Google and this is what I got. The L strip removes trailing letters, matlab the जो शुरू में letters हैं from the left. For L strip, L stands for left. So left strip, so it will strip letters from the left. R strip would strip letters from the right. So for example, I have, this is used in case you have, couple of spaces at the start and couple of spaces at the front and the back, my bad. And you want to get rid of those because you just want to print the text as it is without the spaces. So you put a space over here. That's just to look, if I put, I think this came in the last test as well. If I put a hashtag sign over here, what that does is changes it into a comment. So now this thing won't actually run, only this would. All right, I run that. So we can't see it over there. Let me just say put an L over there. So it just strips all the spaces from the left side. If I put go over there, geo, hopefully that will strip the geo over there as well. It won't because that's not the start. Now it will. Yeah, see, it strips the geo from the start, from the left side, and then prints the rest of it. And same goes with R strip. It's the same thing, but from the right side. Okay. Moving on. R strip.
Wait, so like
now,
if we have to strip from the right side, do we write it in reverse order or like normal order?
normal order, you just write R strip. There's two different stuff. There's pmln.r strip and then there's L strip. Else you write it normal order. L strip would strip from the left side when it will just delete that thing. R strip would delete from the right side.
So we'll have to like duplicate exactly how it is written on the text.
What do you mean duplicate?
मतलब जिस तरह go Nawaz go लिखा हुआ है तो फिर we'll have to write Nawaz go like with the right spaces if we want to like strip all of it.
Okay, I don't understand what you mean, but just watch.
It's okay.
Okay,
It's okay.
watch. I do that. It'll just print go Nawaz. It'll strip.
या मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि
basically
अगर कोई
stripping
स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक
zero.
हो गई कोड में, अगर स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक हो गई गो की जगह
हाँ
गॉट लिख दिया,
मतलब इधर क्या ये बोल रहे हो कि इधर
हाँ
वही
हाँ
लिखना होगा. हाँ इधर
हाँ
वही लिखना होगा. Don't do spelling mistakes. Because if you want to strip it, you write it as it is. Like you're saying, I want to strip this out of the text. Okay.
okay, write GOT and then run it.
GOT. Okay.
Oh, Junaid bot.
Right. You don't need to know that. See if I
Oh,
did
okay.
GT. Noob, you bot. Okay.
No, it's actually okay, sure.
Okay. Farah, I don't know if this works for tuples. I have not tried that in tuples, and I don't think we have done it in tuples, but I'll see if I can in tuples because even that's a very long list. So let me just write it.
Oh,
Try
thank you. I was just talking about like the thing before about like going backwards and forwards with the
Oh yeah,
thing.
the minus
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that works
yeah.
similarly to tuples, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So you guys can see my entire screen, right? Yes.
Yeah.
No? Okay. So let's do find. Write that there. Bring these back. So find is, it'll basically find where the letter or the word is. I think just letters. Yeah, I think it'll just work with letters. It will find where the letter is in the text, and then it will tell you, where it is. I believe so. Let's do A and then run that. A is at 4th, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's working perfectly. The thing is, I think it's just going to find the letter from the left, and the moment it finds the first one, it will just print that out.
No,
Okay,
no, because
that-
the range you have written is wrong. Do
No,
zero,
wait,
comma.
wait. Let's do 0.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that's how this one works. Remember to write it in this format only. When you write print, you write the name of the variable, then a full stop, a dot, and then you write what function you're using. There's find, there's else strip, r strip, count, and all that, right? So
Will
then
it not
there
count
is,
space over here? Like
it is
like
counting
for-
space. It's saying 4, right? So G is your 0, and then 1,
Oh yeah, I
and
forgot
then
this one.
2, 3, 4. Okay. Replace. Let's do that.
Bro, there are
So
too many
how?
string functions. Very annoying.
Yeah, I agree.
Like too many string
Um,
functions.
this is हम बहुत ज़्यादा overload कर दिया है. There's all of these functions over here, and I think like a couple of them repeat in the tuple part as well. So this does not feel like a normal class, just feel like runtime now. So if you are true PMLN fan, instead of the Go, you would replace it with GA. सही है. Now how this thing is working is that you write the name of the variable and then write replace. सही है. And at the start, you write the thing that you want to replace, and then you write what you want to replace it with. So if I run this particular code, it's gonna print GA Nawaz GA. So it replaces every Go with a GA. Okay. Understand? Great. Huh. Here, new string, helicopter. That's fixing it. And we did this in the last test as well. So if you're doing print A is the name of the variable in this case, and write title, that's just going to wait title, and then I think you're supposed to do this. That will capitalize the first letters. You guys see that? Yeah, it just capitalized. Like for example, in this code, I did not capitalize the first letters. So when I write title, it capitalizes the first. Oh, it capitalizes first letters, and also under cases, lower cases, the rest of the letters. So it looks like a proper title. That's title. If I do upper over here, it'll makes all of that caps. So it'll scream helicopter. If I do a lower, so it'll lowercase all of it. Here I put two. There's a capital K over here. There's capital K and O over here. So it's going to lowercase that. Okay, you can see the answer. Then there is this in and not in. So if I do, so this is the in and not in is used for finding if this letter or a number is in the variable or not. So if I write print x in a, this is basically me saying that is x in a, in this variable, is there an x? I run that and it should give me a false. False meaning no, it is not there. If, however, I write x not in a, I'm asking is x not in a, which means there is no x in this variable, and that's going to give me a true. Sahi. If I do a KO, you can do that with multiple characters as well. So if KO in A, that should give me a true. Yeah. If I do a small k and O, that should give me a false because there's no small k and O series anywhere. This can work with integers as well, I think. So if I do all this, right, 3, never mind, doesn't work with integers. For now, it just works with string, and this also works in tuples. This thing. So the ASCII related functions, this is what I could find from, this is the same thing that we did in the last test. Print ORDA and print CHR. The ORD would find you. Okay. Error. ORD would tell you the ASCII code of the letter, the small case A, because all letters on our keyboard have their own ASCII code. Say it's a system, American standard, something system A. So that will find you the ASCII code of the alphabet or the number as well. Okay, and the CHR would do the opposite. If you write a number over here, it will tell you what character that is for. So if I write 78, 3786 is there. That is there. It's, I think, a single speech mark. So, and there can be 88 around that. That is a capital X. So that's ASCII related functions. Assignment and augmented assignment operators. Same thing that we did last time. Except I think you should go through this picture that I've put over here. Let's just test this out. It's assigning values to A, B, and then C is basically A plus B. So what this would mean that C is 11, but when I'm writing augmented operators and writing it like this, C, that's the star, stands for multiplication sign. This would mean that 11, because 11 is the value in C right now, 11 multiplied by 2 would give me, so if I print it, it should print a 22. C. That is giving me a 22. This augmented stuff, what this basically means, if you don't understand how this is actually working, just read.
You're adding 5 plus 6 to 122 कैसे आता है?
यार 5 plus 6 मैंने ऐड किया, सही है, उसके बाद 11 मिल गया मुझे, सही है, उसके बाद मैं कर रहा हूँ C
times 2.
हाँ, times 2, so 11 multiplied by 2. That's what I'm saying. Look here, if you don't understand what this means, how it, so you can rewrite it as C equals to C multiplied by 2. So C, the value of C right now is 11. If you just write 11 multiplied by 2 would give you 22. So yeah, so if you rewrite it like this, maybe you can understand it better. So there's you look at this picture over here. I don't know why I can't zoom in, but yeah. So plus equals to would mean addition, minus equals to would mean subtraction, a star and equals to would be multiplication like we saw right now. A slash and equals to would be division. So if I do slash here instead of multiplication, this should be giving me a 5.5. That is correct. Sahi. Now the percentage sign, It stands for remainder, finding out the remainder. It divides it and finds out the remainder. So if I, let's say, for example, uh, do %3. So it divides 11. We have 11 over here. Divides 11 by 3, and it will print out the remainder, which would be 2 in this case. So here 2 is the remainder because 3 divided by 11 divided by 3 would give you a 3.66667. So you can say that the answer is 3 and the remainder is 2. The double slash would mean it will give you the answer and round it down. Normally you round it up, but over here it rounds it down. So when I'm dividing it, the answer is coming 3.66, but it's just going to print 3. So it removes the decimal place basically. That's what the double slash stands for. The double asterisk sign, stands for exponent, the power. So if I do 11 to the power 11 to the power of 2, that should give me a 121. Run that. That is giving me a 121. Okay. Let me just run what Sumit has sent.
नहीं keep the value of a पहले से 5 रखो. Yeah, and then print a.
Okay, let's understand. This did this come in the test?
Or what do you mean, like पहले?
Where did you get this from?
Oh, I wrote it myself.
Okay, cool. I think what it's doing is, let me just rewrite.
ये सर
एक-
हमारे साथ वो कर रहे थे स्कूल क्लास में कर रहे थे and like it was really confusing like to understand the logic, the
Let me
PEMDAS, the board mass of it.
And then 12 by 5 plus 20. And let me just change make it B. Let me change this to 5 as well. Yeah, so this is what has happened, right? First, it has divided. Wait, give me a second. Okay. So Sumit, you see what's happening? First, it is dividing the number by 55. Sahi hai? And then it's dividing it again by 5 plus 20, which would be a 25. Sahi hai? So if I write 25 here, is it? No. Let me see. Shouldn't do that. Right?
It shouldn't क्योंकि division पहले होनी चाहिए.
Yeah, but that's what it's
Oh,
doing.
Junaid, listen, you're doing it wrong. Print A हुआ हुआ है. Like you're not checking anything.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, let me just do that. Okay, confusion stuff. Leave it with.
ये वीडियो देख लूं एमसीक्यू पे हो जाएंगे ना.
क्या बोल रहे हो?
अगर ये वीडियो देख लूं एमसीक्यू पे हो जाएंगे ना.
यार एमसीक्यू के लिए जो ग्रुप्स पर वो भी किसी ने भेजा था ना मिड टर्म लास्ट ईयर के मिड टर्म So where you go through the MCQs there, and maybe then you'll understand the MCQs. क्योंकि MCQs they purposely make them so hard. किसी को समझ में नहीं आता. ये मतलब मुश्किल बहुत छोटी-छोटी चीजें होती हैं that you have to notice. So maybe go through that MCQs जो भेजे हुए group पे. Go through them, see if you understand. I think that's the most you can do. And also go through last test that we had. Okay. No, I am not done. There's a lot left. I think half left. There is order precedence. Yeah,
Bro,
it's alright.
I
I'll upload
understand the
the
code, bro.
video. What code?
वो वाला I
करना है
think
क्या?
I think it might come in the test क्योंकि like sir practiced it with us and like no one was understanding the logic. ये जो पूरा a slash equals to 55 slash 5 plus 20, what happens is that जो आगे लिखा हुआ है ना equals to 55 slash 5 plus 20, imagine कि यहाँ पर एक bracket पहले से बना हुआ है, सही है, ये bracket है, तो फिर first of all it will divide.
ये क्या कर दिया?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
नहीं, this whole thing after the equals to, the whole thing is in brackets.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
सही.
So it will like first of all obviously it will divide because board mass like normal it will divide first. So 55 divided by 5 will give us 11. 11 plus 20 is 31, and then
Yeah.
it does 5 divided by 31.
Why does it do that? See now, if it's doing
Yes.
55 divided by 5 first, it's giving you 11. So ये वाला
Yeah.
cancel हो गया, and then there's plus 20. So 11 plus
Yeah.
20 would give
Is
you
31.
30. So okay, so you said 5 divided by 31.
Yeah, 5 divided by 31 is 0.16.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 divided by 31. Yeah, you are right. So if I make this bracket over here, then it will be more understandable. So you solve all of this first. PEMDAS, the
Are you guys doing
parenthesis stuff
board math?
first. Yeah, you have to
Board math
kind of
कैसे-
understand it.
what are the rules, bro?
Board mass basically B stands for brackets, O stands for off. So
हाँ,
you
वो तो
first get
पता
the
है।
brackets off. फिर
मैं
क्या बोल रहे हो?
बोल रहा हूँ कोडिंग के board math के क्या रूल है?
अरे
Same
सेम है
rules,
ना
bro.
यार.
एक्सेप्ट के बस ये
Yeah.
समझ लो कि जो भी स्लैश इक्वल्स टू जो लिखा हुआ है ना a स्लैश इक्वल्स टू, तो फिर उसके बाद समझो कि वो ब्रैकेट है, क्योंकि अगर लंबा वो एक्सप्रेशन लिखा हुआ है तो जस्ट थिंक ऑफ इट एज अ ब्रैकेट सीन. तो फिर पहले सारा तुम अंदर वाला सॉल्व करोगे, उसके बाद जो बाहर है उसको डिवाइड करोगे या जो भी करोगे.
सही
Okay. Let me resolve this. Okay, done. Then there's PEMDAS. You should know that. You would already know that. Okay. Input and print function. This is most simple thing. We've been doing it from the start. When I write a equals to input, enter a number, it's basically going to ask the user to enter a number, input value. हर बार मसला हुआ है. So if I write 5, bro, what? Wait, sorry guys, wait. At 5, yeah, it prints a 5. Okay. So that's easy. This is print function, this is input function. Simple stuff. Now comes the actual part, tuple. Okay. Now like a lot of stuff in tuple itself, starting with accessing a tuple. Okay, let's make a tuple and fill this in. say tuple is basically a data storage, where you can store multiple a series of data in one variable. You won't call it a variable, you call it a tuple. So iski tuple ki the first value hogi would be a THE, second value would be a quick. So that's how it works. Quick, brown. I don't know, man. Fox.
We can include numbers as well. In the
Yeah, you
tuple.
can include numbers. 3.
Numbers, and
You
we
can
can put
even
tuples
include
inside tuples
a
also.
tuple in it. Yeah. So let me just put it over here. Comma 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I print this. So the first one, since it's a 0 over here, it would mean the first value over here. So that is a THE. So it'll print that. For -2, it will count backwards from the right side. This would be a -1, and this would be the -2. So it'll print that. I run that, should print these two values. The fork. Okay. That wasn't planned. And if you write -3, that would print
Means
out the
0.
tuple. Yeah.
-3 doesn't mean 0. Like you're printing 0.
No, -3. This is -1, -2, -3. -3 is this thing. So it will print this.
Go from the right.
Yeah, when there's a minus sign, you go from the right.
Okay, thanks, dog.
Okay.
Can we print ranges? 0, 3 लगा दो.
0, 3. I think so. No, wait, let me just try it with a colon. This will work. Yeah, if you put a colon there,
Mhm.
so this is how tuples ka system works. So it will print the 0 first and the second, these three values. For -3, I think I can further print out value I want to. Let me just test that. Whoa.
Brackets will be separate.
क्या मतलब? Separate मतलब?
-3 in its own square brackets और फिर 0 को उसके square brackets में डालो.
अच्छा, मतलब इसके आगे ऐसे? Yes, smart. Thank you. You should be taking classes. Okay, there. Now that is just the accessing part. Now there is slicing. What slicing basically means is what we did previously, text slicing. I think that's what we called it. ये वाला जो किया था मिलके भी हम ना मिले. इसमें you slice it. Basically, you take some part of it, don't take some part of it. That's called slicing. So here we have slicing in tuples. I do that, so it will print second wala uske aage wala sare. Yes, that's working. And if you want from the start, you put the colon, like put 5 here and put the colon piche. That will work as well. And if for example I write a 7 over here, so 7 is not in this range. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, 5 data in this tuple, and 7 is not there, so it will give me an error. It will say tuple index is out of range. Just you might be a question saying, okay, what there's a code like this, and it'll just say what will the output be. So you write there's no output, it's going to give you an error. and you're gonna say that the index is out of range. Okay, you can even put ranges like these 1 2 5, so it will print from the second one is the second value and till the fifth one. Okay, hi. And if you do this like we did for normal variables, this also works. Finding the type of a tuple, it will say that the class is tuple. For the integers, it says class integer. For a tuple, it will say class tuple. And also note that when you're making tuples, you use the round brackets. If you use a square bracket, that's wrong because the square bracket is the list, or it's also called the array, and that's not in the syllabus. All right, so use the round brackets for tuples. Now, yeah, there's another thing. It's called, I don't know how this exactly works, but I read it in the PowerPoint that if you write del tup, let's x4, it would mean that delete 1 0 1 2 3 4. It says that delete this one. Now, when I run this, it should give me an error
Print.
because no, but what I'm saying is that it will give me an error because the definition of tuple is that it is immutable. Immutable, this is the spelling. What this means is that it can't be changed. So you can't delete stuff in it, or you can't add stuff in it specifically. So if you want to add something, like there's a method, but it's not like, you can change this somehow, say, or change this somehow. So that's what it. However, an array or a list is mutable, but we're not doing that. So the point is that you can't delete stuff in tuple because it is immutable. Function my tuple. Okay, let us do that. So we have a tuple over here. Len, like in the string, also works here. So if I do print len, put that over there, and I don't want to deal with the rest of them, so I put triple quotation. That does is makes the entire thing a string. Okay, so now I'm just dealing with the first function. Print len my tuple says 6. So just like how it counted the strings, here also it is counting like 1 2 3 4 5 6, or even I have a hello over here. It'll print 6. It's because it's not counting the numbers, it's counting the number of values that's in the tuple. See, it's printing 6. Let me just get rid of that again. Sahi. Now let's get to max tuple. I print max tuple. Say for this, it should print the number 6. Because that's the maximum, or the maximum number in this tuple. Now this can also work in the case of a string tuple. Sahi. So let's say we have this. Say we are asking for the, instead of writing the tuple how we did right before, I'm just putting it into one system. This is also a way you can do it, but I don't think you need to know this. Just put this tuple, you can put this in a normal variable like that. And if I do, I don't need that. And I also don't need that. So basically here I'm just saying that what is the maximum value in this stuff. Now it's a string, but it'll still, it should tell you, okay. Error. And that just happened because I'm switching from a node file to Python. So it just does not recognize the speech marks. So it says that the maximum is hi, the
Yo,
small
Junaid.
h and I. Yeah.
या तुमने मैक्स के लिए 3 इन्वर्टेड कॉमा इस्तेमाल किया मगर फिर मिनिमम के लिए कोई नहीं, फिर
नहीं नहीं
सम के लिए
नहीं
3।
ये जो है ना ये मैं what I'm not
अच्छा
using any
अच्छा,
of this.
एक फंक्शन
Basically
He's
I
just
don't
getting rid
I don't
of
want
it.
to
He's just getting rid of it.
yeah. When I put
अच्छा
three strings, what that means is that any code that's in front of it is just going to be a string, which means that if I write, an entire big code about a snake game, that won't run because it's a string now. So yeah, that's one way. Another
okay
way of getting rid of stuff is putting a hashtag in front of them. So now they're just comments.
मतलब ये इतनी
सही है।
जरूरी चीज नहीं है getting rid of stuff, you can just like not
Yeah,
get rid of it.
not zaruri, लेकिन sometimes they do ask in questions के in the last test they put they asked okay, what do you use if you want to put a comment in Python? So the answer was the hashtag sign. That's used for comments.
अच्छा
So
okay
this is one thing that it's a part of Python. Basically, in the
fair enough.
Python tests, they aren't testing what you know about Python. Like they're not testing what you know from the syllabus. Like exactly what they're actually testing is what is your overall knowledge about Python. So to actually ace the test, you should be practicing it yourself, because that's when when you're testing everything, you know how it'll work. The entire syntax of Python and all that you need to know. The max, Abdullah, max, basically it prints out the maximum value. Here in this case, normally when I did max for this, it's normal to have 6 as the answer because 6 is the maximum value. Here in the text, however, you look and you say, why is it printing out hi as the maximum value? The reason is that this h, right, the small h has a very high value in ASCII code. That is why it's printing this way. Okay. Now the capital H and H and an I, and even over here, all these have small ASCII values, but this would have a high ASCII value, which is why it's printing this way. This was written in the PPT and felt interesting, so that's why I included this. Then there is min my tuple. Min
Guys,
what
just don't get confused with the triple quotation mark. It just means that he's just like selecting that, like jo upar wala part hai, he's just selecting to run that part only. He doesn't want to run jo niche wala hai. So that's just to get rid of it.
yeah, or I'll just cut this out. No confusion. So min would print out the minimum value, which is
Print to karo, print.
uh, so which is a 1 in this case. Then there is some should calculate the total. Now these sum, min, max, they're all reserved words. That's what we call in Python reserved words. Like every word that you see that is turning into certain color, all these, they're all basically reserved words in Python. What that means is that they have a separate function or a function in Python language. So that is why it's reserved, and you use that for specific tasks. Okay. So this is printing out the the sum of it. Okay, that's a total of 21. It's easy. Now, if I have this, what this is, it would tell you on what index is the tuple on. So if I write print and then write my tuple, put a dot over here and then write index, just like how we were doing stuff with strings, the functions, here we also have functions. So full stop, the variable dalke, the variable of the name of the tuple, and then put a full stop now, which means that now you're talking about functions, and you write 6 or you write 3. What that means is that you're asking, index means the value where it is, the position. Index means the position. So if I write 3, it would print out 2. Why? Because 3 is in the second place, because 0 would be your 1 and then this would be
Junaid,
2. So to
what
further
is
understand, let
what
me
does
just
my underscore tuple do?
my underscore tuple is just the name of the tuple I have made. Okay, so the name
Oh,
can
okay. So you
even
can
be
name it
tup,
anything.
yeah, or it can even be
Oh.
A or X, whatever you want. Okay,
But the
I just
underscore is
run.
like necessary.
No, it's not. You can even write it like this. Underscore is just for clarity, but that you can use the underscore anywhere you want to in a variable. Okay, in the name, variable
But
name.
not space bars. इसीलिए underscore use करें.
हाँ.
Not
Now look, if I write hello, put the speech marks in as well. Now I'm asking कि hello इस tuple में कहाँ लिखा हुआ है, मुझे बताएं कि कौन सी position है hello की. So the index it says is 2. This is also right. So if you go 0, 0 would be a 1, and then this is the first place, and then this would be your second place in terms of index. All right. Count, just like in the text, it will count the number of occurrences. So print my tuple dot count 4. 4 occurs only once in this, so it says 1. If I write comma 4, comma 4, comma 4, all that, it will print the number of 4s in this tuple. Okay. Now the same thing, the in and not in stuff. So I write is 5 in my tuple. This is just like basic English. You don't need any full stops or anything. So 5, yes, it's true that the number 5 is in this tuple. If I write not in, it will print false because 5 is in the tuple. Okay. Now this stuff. So now the first one would be a true, then I is a false, and X. Why is that X true? Yeah, X is true because here it says not in tuple, in tup1. So that means that you're saying that X is not in this, which is true, which is a true statement. So this is also a way to find out what is in and what is not. You previously we did for the numbers, and here we are doing for characters, finding if these certain characters are in the tuple. Now this word concatenation, this basically means adding stuff in a tuple, or making addition to a tuple. So for example, the original tuple was 2, 5, 0. And if I write the same thing again, plus a couple of stuff, what that would do is it will add all of it in front of it. So when I'm printing it, so previously it was just a 2, 5, 0, and then it added 1, 3, and then it also added a 4 next to it. So this is adding. Let's see. I had my. Let me just. I have this. I can even add this to this tuple, right? My underscore tuple, and then print t. So it prints the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in front of it. Okay. So this is how you can make one tuple longer, add stuff to it in front of it. But this
So
still,
tuples aren't entirely immutable. Like you can add more
yeah,
tuples
you can say
together.
that. But what by immutable, what it means is that you can't change the values which are over here. So
Mhm.
if you have a 23, you can't change the 23. You can't just, say in the second value, in the second place position, add 2 to it. So if it was a 23, you can't make it 25 by adding 2 to it. That's what's immutable means. Here, basically what we're saying, we're adding more components or more values in front of it. We can't change the specific values, we're just adding stuff
Oh,
to it.
4 comma space से क्या होता है?
I don't know, it was written like that. If I just do that, I'm pretty sure it'll. Oh,
Okay. You have to put a comma to make sense out of it. क्योंकि तभी वो tuple
yeah,
बनेगा. नहीं तो फिर it's just a number in brackets.
yeah. Okay, that's new. Cool. Then there is duplex. Yeah, this is basically concatenation. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but it is that. But you're adding stuff in the middle, for example. So let's cut that out. What I'm doing is that in the fifth, let me just run it, I'll understand. So previously it was 462831. And what happened here is that it added stuff after the 3. There is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th value. So basically added, yeah. So basically what is here is that it says first in the tuplex, first it will be tuplex, but the 5 values before, right? On the starting say 5th tak, but it stops 1 before. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 stops there. That's how it works, right? It counts the first one. Let's say there was a 0 here, counts the first one and stops at 1 before the last value. Okay, so it stops at 4. So it stopped there, and then there was a addition of 15, 20, and 25, and then finally it said plus 5 and then the colon. That means that 5 ke baad jo bhi hai, then put that in. So it basically spaced out between here 3 and 1, put these values inside, and then printed the 1. Instead of putting that in, you can just write 5. Even what the hell? Come on, man.
यार ये मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा, तुमने कोलन 5 रखा है फिर प्लस 15 20 25 ये तो क्यों किया?
समझाता हूँ सुनो, फिर से सुनो. अब when I do something like this, right, tuplex, then colon and then 5, what that means, since there is nothing over here, it means that from the start, I'll just write it down right now, okay, just for now, from the start. And if there's something like this, it means till the end. Okay, सही है, समझ में आया? So what is happening is
हाँ
that when I'm saying this, it means that it will duplex has the value 4, 6, 2, 8, and 3. Does not have 1. Why? Because I'm saying from the start till the fifth. But in Python, you know that it will stop 1 before the last range that you put, the limit. So this is the 0th value. This is the first, second, third, fourth. It stops at 4, does not print the fifth. मतलब does not include that yet. सही है, मतलब हमने इतना डाल दिया है. So right now the tuple that we have has 4, 6, 2, 8, 3. The 8 has this, and then we're saying add 15, 20, and 25 to it. So then we're adding 15, 20, 25, and then we're saying now add tuplex 5 से लेकर आगे तक, 5 से आगे जो भी हैं till the end. Now put that in, which is मतलब 5 से आगे ये होगा 1, and then आगे और कुछ नहीं है, so I'll just put 5, and then it goes that.
One,
So
one.
this
You just
is,
put one.
oh, sorry bro, too much brain. सही है. So here it stops. So this is what we have, and this is what it has printed over here as well. सही है Ibrahim, समझ में आया?
हाँ भाई
Good है. Okay.
लेकिन भाई वो ये नहीं लिख के रहना from the start till the end, ये नहीं लिख
Yeah,
देना. Like
it
that
is.
doesn't exist.
This was
Like
written
leaving
for
it
your
blank,
simplicity.
उसका मतलब ये है.
Then there is this was not written in the syllabus, like कहीं पर mention नहीं था, लेकिन multiplication का ये सीन था कि if you for example have this a tuple, right, and you say that print the tuplex multiplied by 2, that means that you will write this thing twice. Sahi. I just read that in the PowerPoint. I have no idea if it's coming or not. Don't remember doing it in class either. So, but this is what it is: 4, 6, 2, 8, 3, 1. सही एक बार हो गया, and then it does it twice. If I multiply it by 3, then it will print the thing thrice. Okay. Rahim lists is not coming. It is written in the syllabus. Sir said everything that is in the syllabus is coming except lists. That part is not coming. I think that is it. I think we covered everything so far. If there are any questions, ask me. There's wait. Oh yeah. Oh bro, good one. I missed this. Sorry. One more thing. Thanks, Abdullah. So there was a question that we did in class for homework. Okay, write a tuple and then print it as a string. So do you remember the question? Like, what was the wording?
No.
जो अभी तुम्हें भेजा ना homework
अच्छा.
that you did.
हाँ.
Apple वाला.
Yeah, let me see. I'll just send it.
So basically this is what it's doing. पहले हमने ये लिखा tuple बनाया with BRUH. So ये br. Now to join this into one string, this is what we have to do. See over here, it prints it in one string. You basically write str, like whatever you want to write. You can even write br as your variable name, and then put a blank empty these speech marks, put a dot over there and write join. Okay, so you're joining this into one string. Say the question was write a Python program to convert a tuple into a string. That was the question, and this was the answer. This is how you're supposed to do it. So you put empty speech marks, full stop, join, and then bracket open tuple one, the name of the tuple basically, and then just print it. Print bro. So that will print it as it is.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
copy paste करके उसमें लिख दो, notepad में लिख दो ये.
अच्छा. सही. That's it, right? If anyone has anything else, do tell.
So Abdullah, you sent that
Okay.
message to me. I don't know what to do with it.
It says also one more thing, if you put an augmented command inside a print command, it's gonna give you an error. Example, yeah. So that came in the quiz. Sir did a quiz in class. Everyone was cheating.
This isn't
Shouldn't say
coming in the
this.
test, is it?
What isn't?
Data type conversion.
अरे यही तो है मतलब this is the basic stuff, you already know this, like, but this is
Oh,
part of the syllabus. Yes, 1 2 3 4, I went through all of this, bro.
अच्छा
What's
ये
this
तो
was
अच्छा
the
ये what you start and start.
and this is the basic stuff, you know this,
Okay, thank you.
don't worry. If you have stuff like this, print augmented operator inside a print statement is going to give you an error because
चलो सही है.
you know
I'll just watch your recording and I'll once more and I'll be fine.
yeah, okay.
Oh, thank you, dog.
Sahi is giving you an error, it won't even run. Okay, Abdullah, let me just show that as well. The tuple key addition है ना, concatenation, whatever that was, you can do that in the augmented form as well. So right now, let's say if I have tuple 1 equals to tuple 1 plus tuple 2, this can also be done by just writing tuple 1 plus equals to tuple 2. So even that's fine, even that will work. Okay, any more questions? Anything like that? I'd recommend to go through the last year ka midterm exam for coding. Go through that. I don't think I'm covering it right now. One, I have to sleep, and two, I have some other stuff to do. So go through that yourself. If I have the time, if I'm like free, Farig, anytime, I'll, if you have any questions, you can ask. I'll see if I can, clear your misconceptions. Or you can ask anyone else as well. Other people are also smart. So do that. Go through that. That will help. I'm sure of it. Okay. Any more questions? Any kind? If not, then I'm ending. Yes, no? Say not. Okay, great. No worries, yaar. Anytime. Just get me the YouTube views. अब्दुल्ला क्या प्रिंट करना है? एक क्विक ब्राउन फॉक्स. अच्छा सबर करो. Hey, Abdullah, what this is basically doing is that it's saying that find the letter O from the 14th space till the last space. Sahi? You're welcome, guys. Welcome. No problem, anytime. ये
Can
लो
you
remove कर दिया.
send the notes which you have on the extreme right?
Yeah, I'll copy that and send it
Yeah.
on WhatsApp.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. देखा Abdullah, do you see, understand? So the 14th value would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, 14th would be the n. So ये तो n से लेकर next O कहाँ पर मिल रहा है? तो फिर ये this would be your 0, 1, 2, 3. Third value पर वो मिल रहा है. No wait, it's counting the number of occurrences, yeah. So उसके बाद 14 के बाद so एक बार हुआ, दूसरी बार हुआ और तीसरी बार. सही. So 3 O's after 14.
Oh, instead of writing len I, we can also just write -1, right?
Yeah, except it will stop ending में ना, अगर -1 लिखोगे तो -1 तक नहीं जाएगा.
0 लिखो फिर.
0 तो इधर होता है, द हो गया ना, वो t हो गया.
लिखो 0 लिखो.
Zero.
Oh, -1 लिखो. और
I think
लिखो कि letter D, letter G ढूंढो, letter G.
G. Oh, अच्छा okay. -1 word नहीं count करेगा, मतलब G हुआ. So it's basically not counting G. मतलब अगर
Yeah,
if
yeah.
finding
That's what I'm
finding
saying.
G, तो it won't. Yeah, see, इसीलिए len ही करो तो फिर बेहतर है.
Okay.
सही.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay, I'll end the video here. क्या?
मेरी वजह से क्लास हुई है, you know.
हाँ, 2 अच्छी पड़ी आपने. सही है भाई. Okay, Ibrahim. Okay, Arish. Okay, Abdullah. Okay, Sumit. Okay, this is it. I'm ending the call.
Harish is sleeping in class.
What the hell, Arish? What the hell? Yeah, he actually is. Okay.
Mark him absent.
Recording.
रिकॉर्डिंग में अभी वो होगी, प्रोसेस होगी, पहले आधा घंटा लगेगा, फिर उसके बाद अपलोड होने में आधा घंटा लगेगा. आधा घंटा नहीं, मतलब 15 to 20 minutes में hopefully it will be uploaded. सही. Okay guys, Allah Hafiz. I'm ending the call.